Hi there everyone, Life DIY Josie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thrifty Thursday when I do a throwback of one low budget idea every Thursday. So what we're going to be using for this DIY, we need two paddleboard shaped plastic cutting board from Dollar Tree and also this 11.5 by 7.5 inch art frame, a wooden rolling pin, as well as this waste basket, the wire waste basket, and also a cutout of a foam core board measuring 12 inches by 5 inches. And I suggest using E6000 for a stronger hold. So you will start with just removing the bottom portion of the waste basket as well as the rim or the top portion or the opening or the mouth of this waste basket. After removing the top rim and then the bottom portion of my waste basket, I am going to go ahead and cut this wire or mesh using my scissors and fold this in half, and then I'm going to be cutting it into two equal pieces, enough to fit the frame. And I'm going to use the metal fasteners that came with the frames, and that would secure the mesh or the wire in place. Then I'm going to go ahead and trim it to size. Here I'm going to be adding some hot glue to connect my cutting boards. So I'm going to do that on the shorter side of the frame because that's just the exact or the right height that will align with the plastic cutting board. So I'm going to do it on each side of the frame. Again, the shorter side first. You can apply E6000 here. For stronger bond, please use E6000. So I'm just going to connect my second cutting board on the other side just to close that end as well. I'm putting my piece of foam core board that I pre-cut earlier, and that's the one that I'm going to be using as my bottom. So I'm using my hot glue here, but of course please use E6000 so that it will be stronger and it will adhere better. To make it look neater, what I'm going to do here is put some ribbons. I've been cutting them to size so that I can cover those areas where there are sharp edges from the mesh or the wires, and also to camouflage the unsightly glue or those edges there inside. And I'm going to be applying some more ribbons on the top again to finish the look. It's much neater this way. Next, I'll be painting my wooden rolling pin with this Waverly chalk paint in white, and this will be my handle. And I avoided painting the ends of my rolling pin so that I can adhere it onto the handles of my plastic cutting boards. So I'm just applying again my hot glue here, but of course use E6000 for stronger hold, especially if you're going to put something a little heavy inside. So I'm just putting generous amount of hot glue on each end of the rolling pin, and then look, this is the perfect width or size. So that's my handle, and then I'm going to be reinforcing with more hot glue on the crevices here on the side and even in each hole of the handle of my plastic cutting board. And I went ahead and cut strips of some nautical ropes that I have laying on hand, and then I applied some glue, and this will reinforce and also camouflage those connections there so that it will look a lot nicer and neater, like so. And I cut off more ropes here, smaller ones, and then I'm just gonna roll it and then make it like a button shape, you know, just wind it, and that will be camouflaging the hole. I'm just going to put it on top of where the hole of each handle of my cutting boards are, like so. I got this roll of wrapping paper with the black and white buffalo check or gingham style. So I'm just going to cut them to size so that they will fit on my cutting board. So if you could see there, there's some indentation, so I'm just cutting it to size so that it'll fit there, so that I can have it in a buffalo check design. Now, if you want to opt for painting this, you can also paint this cutting board. So I'm just using Mod Podge to adhere my cutouts to the cutting boards, and then I'm going to be applying more Mod Podge on the top, and then I'm going to be removing some of the air bubbles using my roller, or you can use an old credit card if you don't have a roller. Okay, so this is the base of my caddy or basket. I've used it as an organizer. Use this to organize file folders, and I even added a calendar here so that if I am going to do my bills, I know when it is due, so the calendar also matches. Another way to use this is to use it as a kitchen organizer. So I have this glass here that I covered with the excess material that I have, and I use this to organize my cooking utensils as well as my recipe books. My traveler's notebooks, I have a couple of sizes here, the passport and the regular size. They also match the design. And even this ceramic kitchen decor that complements the design. So I like that it has dual purpose. I call this a Decorganizer. It's both decorative and functions as an organizer. And since fall is coming up, here's another idea. This is a fall item that I just got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using it because when I saw the gingham pattern or the buffalo black and white checks pattern, I figured this will work well here. And I noticed that it is the right size of width, so I don't really need to make extra cuts. So what I'm just doing here is I am gently opening it like so. It should be easy because it was just glued on. And then I am just going to be using my knife to cut it, and then a sharp pair of scissors to finish the job. Since this board already has scoring, so it should be easy, I'm not cutting the wood, I'm cutting the paper. So it's a good thing that there are already score marks here that I can use as my guide. So see that? And then I'm going to score it on the other side as well, just so I have a clean edge. I'm using my scissors just to clean the edges so that they are neater to look at. After I trimmed off the edges, I am also using my black permanent marker, and gently I am adding finishing touch there, adding a black line so that it'll look nicer and neater. And I'm going to be doing this on all sides of the 3 pieces that I cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and apply hot glue on each of the ends. And then the first one at the bottom, I'm making sure that it's higher than the bottom frame. And then I'm just aligning it evenly. Then I'm going to be doing the same thing for the other gingham wooden piece here. Applying glue again, and then I'm going to be putting it or adhering it on the top part, making sure that the frame is still showing on the top. Then I'll be applying, last but not the least, the center part, which has the thankful sign with the pumpkins. And then I'm just making sure that it's centered. There'll be even spacings in between those 3 wooden pieces. And my advice to you is, if you want to use this all year round, using hot glue is the best because you can just yank it off easily and you can just decorate it again for whatever season. So I will say, well, don't use E6000 on that portion. And then I'm going to be using my 3 galvanized tin cans here, and I'm going to be putting some lavender silk flowers. So this is what it looks like as a full home decor. And I like the way it looks like with these 3 ceramic shiny pumpkins from Dollar Tree as well. Just love those color combination. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone, and I'll see you again next week for another Thrifty Thursday. Bye!